a magazine article titled "The Material and the Spiritual" is almost certain to arouse the attention of any preacher on an Advent Monday. The article contrasts a television programme on RTE2 called "Selling Ireland's Dream Homes" with another on RTE1 named Tommy Tiernan's Epic West. Tiernan seeks to uncover the mystical magic of the west of Ireland. He describes Kerry philosopher John Moriarty as someone who carved sensuous paths through the Kerry landscape, and Sligo as elusive, arguing that I find it hard to define half-spirit country and eerie place. Tiernan thinks with his heart as he searches for meaning. In the travel section of the Irish Times weekend magazine, Bernadette Fallon writes, "After a rough year, my quest to Holy Island was less about honouring religion, more about finding some peace. Holy Island, also known as Lindisfarne, is situated off the Northumberland coast in the northeast of England, just a few miles south of the border with Scotland. The island is linked to the mainland by a causeway which twice a day is covered by the tide. A monk of Irish descent called Aidan set up a priory on this island soon after 635, and it became one of the most important centres of early Christianity in Anglo-Saxon England, and is still a place of pilgrimage today. 15 hours after leaving London, Bernadette arrived on Holy Island. She writes, it's a weird thing arriving in a new place in darkness. Next morning, looking out from her monk-like room, the sky was beautiful, glowing pink and orange, lighting up the beach and the hulking 16th century Lindisfarne Castle on the highest point of the island. Bernadette describes herself as putting her 9-hour train journey out of her head and giving herself up to nature. She could feel the island's healing power every step of the way, even when the water covered the top of her hiking boots and she was gracelessly slipping into slime. Bernadette describes the island as having a great sense of spirituality in every rock and tree, every passing plaintive calling bird. It's a meeting place of people and cultures, belief and hope, of the Irish and the English, the land and the sea, the past and the present. On the long journey home, Bernadette felt blessed with the patience of a pilgrim, no longer sweating the small stuff. English preacher Frederick William Robertson insightfully claimed that only in the sacredness of inward silence does the soul truly meet the secret hiding God. The strength of resolve, which afterwards shapes life and mixes itself with action, is the fruit of those sacred, solitary moments. There is divine depth in silence. We meet God alone. In such silence, Joseph meets God's messenger alone. Joseph was asleep. Joseph did not converse with the angel as had Mary on the day of her Annunciation. He had no questions. It is not surprising that Joseph is called the Silent. Joseph has been living on dreams and the visions of the prophets all his life. This dream is just a culmination of the pattern. It is often said that silence isn't empty, it's full of answers. And this is exactly what Joseph experienced. The poet Rumi exhorts us to listen to silence. It has much to say. It's also worth remembering that secrets aren't secret. They're just hidden treasures waiting to be exploited. As Joseph secretly learns about Mary's pregnancy, we're told that he agonized and that Joseph was minded to put Mary away privately. Yet it was in the divine depth of silence that Joseph solidified his relationship with Mary and the child to come. This season of Advent has always had the character of quiet, stillness, even holiness, as only the earth can be in winter. The weather this last week in Ireland was brisk, dry, windy, bitterly cold and snowy. Often at this time of the year, the sky empties out and there is a light that can only be called the winter light. And yet this external world mirrors the interior of the soul of the church and our own spaces. Joseph, in silence, perceived that the birth announcement was a message of God's intention of dwelling with us, sojourning with us, coming and staying with us forever. As Tommy Tiernan sought solace in the West, and Bernadette Fallon healing and spirituality on Holy Island, Advent encourages us to stop sweating the small stuff and at all costs renew in ourselves the desire and the hope for the great coming. Amen.